Hello, everybody, and welcome to Losers Finals of this honestly insanely stacked Squid Junction 40. I am Genie7, joined by Soav, and Soav, we gotta talk about these maps that are coming through because we've seen Crush Soda and we've seen New Meta play before.
I mean, these are quite some maps coming up. We've got Clan Blitz on Museum, Tower Control on Undertow, Splat Zones on Manta, Flounder Heights, Clan Blitz. Like, I don't even know if I'm not gonna talk about 5 because we don't even know if we'll get there yet. But like, these are quite a variety of maps that really, like, you can kind of see where each of these teams might have an advantage. But I think the really question that still is on my mind is Crush Soda. We were talking about them looking at like the packs, looking ahead to being like NA champions. The question is what happens when you throw a unique curveball like New Meta at them? And I think this is going to be, we talked about Fiesta being a test, but this is another test thrown at them in some ways.
Yeah, this is a big ask. And here we are. We're gonna be starting on this Clan Blitz on Museum to Alfonsino. It's gonna be interesting to see what Crush Soda's got, because this is a comp that you don't ever scrim against, you don't ever practice against. You play it once and you play it again when you see this team again.
Yeah, I mean, similar to Seafoam, this is one of those things you won't see often, but 2 picks on the New Meta early is a great opener, and you can see the dualies trying to dash, but open 3 means that this is just all their claims in their favor. They just need to collapse and get them. So there'll be another fight as they push in, but they just have to continue to make those opening picks. They won their duels, so just continue to do so. Now you have ultimates on your side. Oh,
and Lulu comes in and takes a Gauss on the top ropes with that crab take at the ready. And that's going to be the Kraken taking another. That's 3 down. Just the power climb, who is being marked by all these killer whales. Great job from New Meta to find a way in, but they need the clams to be made into a power climb, which they now have. They are going to be forced down by that crab tank. Inkjet is down. Storm has landed. But Keo is trying to cause a nuisance and be a big problem, but he does fall. Isabel, she has that power climb in her hand, ready to go. But where can she get in before this Booyah Bomb lands? 2 clams into the basket. Great job from New Meta.
That's huge. Yeah, that's a huge opener to get 2 in. I mean, you don't necessarily even need more of a push. They will get 1. They say they almost had 1 or 2 more in there, but it looks like the rest that is 1 goes off the side of New Meta. That's tragic.
Oh, no, actually, Keo got the splat. Keo 100% got the splat there. The gal landed just on that ledge. I thought they were gone for sure.
Well, regardless, New Meta is sitting pretty. They continue to get splatted first, but I mean, Storm has looked phenomenal with this Inkjet. Again, I like, that is a player that I want to see just allowed to profit more of, but he gets picked, so I mean, that's a huge piece out. Lulu finds 1 to capitalize, but it's just her alone, so this is going to be a tough take as Crush Soda have basically a free reign.
Yeah, Lulu kind of get caught in no Squid's land. Keo does fall, but has that tactical available, so should be able to jump back, and yep, there's Keo. Right then and there. Storm should be falling definitely down to this crab tank. More members of Crush Soda are trying to get in, but they can't get more clams in before the basket closes. New Meta, they get away with that one, because that push could have been a lot more dangerous.
That could have been a lot worse. That probably should have been more punishable, but it looked like the Crush Soda just took an opportune advantage and just ran with it, which is right. But they still are in position to score again, now with 2 up. They are primed to take this tide, especially with that Booyah Bomb making the space for them.
That's going to be 2 down via that Kraken, but the lead is on Crush Soda's favor. Power Climb will be underneath the basket. Storm's going to be popping that Inkjet and takes out Keo. My goodness, what a shot. Lulu's all the way deep in Crush Soda's spinner and does drop that Power Climb on the ground. New Meta, they have an opportunity with to score a lot of points if they can keep these Power Climbs and their members alive.
I mean, that's the problem, right, is they've just been constantly losing these 1v1s and these 2v1s. Their approaches haven't been as successful. But I do think part of that is, again, just in the back. You know, a lot of your firepower and success has come from your backline and that ball point, and you just need to enable it and give it the space to win. I say that, he immediately just gets picked, though, so there's that.
It's difficult, and that's going to be Thunder going to be able to get another dunk in. Keo's got some little clams to follow it up all the way down to 32. Probably going to get this under 30, but that killer whale from Lulu comes in clutch and gets a lot of splats. Oh, but Gosta's still alive here. Isabel trying to stall it out with the Tetris is able to get the punish on. And that's at least a pity clam, but Crush Soda, they got a lot more of a lead.
Yeah, I mean, even with the clams up, they have 2 up. It would be enough to give them a fighting chance, but there's still a long way to go. And again, they just continue to kind of get bullied out of the space. They aren't winning their fights, and they need to find a way to set themselves up for advantage. So New Meta struggling a little bit from behind. And I mean, look at this. He's just going to go in for free at this point. Like, now that they're recovered, Crush Soda just looks very, very strong going into this match. They want that revenge match going into the finals here.
Yeah, they want to face Fiesta again, and it looks like they're going to be able to show a strong case of why. If Lulu's not able to get that power climb in from behind it, no, Crush Soda, they're locked, they're dialed. No C- strats are going to be working on them today.
Nah, hey, you say that's a C- strat, but no C- is here except for, I don't know, something that's not a C-. But there is 41 seconds on the clock as I try to detour from that bad joke. And I mean, the problem is that right now Crush Soda just has 2 up. They have 2 clams up. The Kraken's trying to find some amount of value. He's just chasing Ghost, does find 1, but gets out. I mean, you're just playing from behind the 8 ball right now. You have your pity clam plus 1. There's nothing to go here. This might be their chance.
This is a chance, but Ghost is on that right side. Does find the splat. If Lulu and Storm are able to find the spot exactly what they need, that would be clutch. They won't, and they do find Kyo though. Before that tactic cooler is up, this crab could be devastating from this high ground position now. What do you have to stop this? Maybe a killer whale, but you can't lose your brush this early. You have a 1 pity clam at your name, but you need some more clams past that. You've got a Kraken that's ready to go in. What can it find? It does get 1 spot. It needs to find a lot more value than that. It gets, I think it got at least a helper from that, but the basket needs to be broken really, really quickly. You have to get those clams towards the basket, and if you're new meta, you got to get through all these sloshes and all these splashes. It's going to be a little bit too late as Storm is in an inkjet and falls down.
I think the opportunity came and went when that Kraken ran through. It kind of needed to be a jump in at that last moment to make that work, and unfortunately, new meta, you know, the question mark was Crush Soda prepared for this? And they had been apparently watching in the downtime, so they saw it and they played into the advantage that worked for them. Crush Soda just looked very, very dominant. They were able to play the meta and the map a little bit better here, so they'll take map 1 with it. And I mean, now in tower control, I mean, Crush Soda needs to they'll make their normal changes, but new meta probably gonna keep what they have, and I'm not sold on it yet, Genie. Like, I'm not. They looked good in the last match we saw them, but I'm not sold here versus Crush Soda. Crush Soda looked very, very dominant and really didn't even give new meta the chance to make a pick, let alone trade out.
I gotta say this: Crush Soda's gonna get to an early 2-0 advantage here. Gonna have to hope that new meta is gonna have a stance for the last three maps. I know taking Kyo to Flounder is gonna be difficult, but that zones map for Manta would be good. It just doesn't feel like, I don't feel like Tetris get the value they want on a ballpoint. Has its nice inkjet spots, sure. Gal's good pretty well everywhere, and Brush, it's telegraphed. It's very telegraphed at where you're gonna go on this. There's either go with the right trench, the left trench, straight down mid, or roll around on the ramps. It's a map that can be played like a circle, but that's all good maps. All good maps can be played, run around in a circular formation. But this map is like more or less like a weird circle where the sides come in a tight little choke area, so it's not really a true circle.
Yeah, I mean, so to paraphrase what you did, because you gave it very well, is just, you know, the angles are going to matter, right? Like, where you position up on the defense and on the offense is going to be so important. And it is a little harder for new meta to get those positions. They have some speed in the brush to take it, but, you know, that's a short range object. Really, I think getting Storm into position with your ballpoint is going to be probably the biggest factor, just given how he's played and given the angles that you can take and maybe get value with the inkjet. It's probably the best chance they have of taking and stealing this win, I think.
Yeah, it's a tall ask for new meta to, in my opinion, to take this game, but we will definitely see it. Also, one thing I want to point out, it would be a little bit of an intimidation factor going up against Crush Soda. 3 of their members have top 10 X rank badges in their profile, and those don't just grow on trees.
Oh yeah, no, this is absolutely like this is a team that's no joke. If even one of these guys rolled up into my X-Rank games, I'd be like, yo, I'm out, have a good victory, I'll see you next game. But there will be an early killer whale out just from that find, and I mean, no picks through, but a lot of paint being traded. And again, the aggression from new meta just not quite there. It's met with an equal level from Crush Soda. So Crush Soda now keeping their paint in the mid will finally get the Kraken up, and that has been a difference maker in a lot of ways. It's just getting that Kraken into position to buy the space and really punish it. But Kyo is having a field day on mid.
Oh yeah, well, it's Kyo with a slosher by some ledges, and Kyo gets another spot as well. This is just showing Storm finally able to put a reign to NA's former reigning king. But you know what? Kyo's still alive and still ready to kick some more, trying to get some more fights, get Storm, trying to find that gal as well, and is able to find the gal as well. That's going to be a wipeout. My goodness, Crush Soda.
And they're just now in position. Like, look at how heads up they are just to continue to control this. Like, Kyo, they already popped 2 ults. They have their cans. Like, they are just in a position to ride this for free 99 right now. And there's no contest coming through. New Meta can't buy this space. They need to stop this. It's going to roll to checkpoint 3 already, Genie. I think this might just be a clear sales.
I could not agree with you more. New Meta looks like they have no answers. The Wheel Bomb's out, just running for the absolute hills. Thunder's going to roll this out. I would be shocked if there's a drip pick because there's not enough members alive, but my goodness, they felt like they could take one at least 3 times in that map.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was just a dominant win after win after win for Crush Soda. And really does speaks to, like you said, just the quality of players in this team across the board. Like Keo, you know, was just a beast on that mid with that try. Just absolutely able to find value. The rest of the team backing him up and knowing, like, look, Keo's hot. Let's just enable him. Let's give him the chance to press up, get him his tacticooler, and let's just win this. Like, speaks a lot to the team as just recognizing their win condition and going. And I mean, match point now. We kind of talked about this. Like, this is probably the best hope for New Meta to maybe sneak out at least one win from this.
Yeah, absolutely. But before that, we do have some donations that we have.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that. Well, you said that you were gonna do. So yeah, I gotta
you're
remind
right. No, I appreciate that. I'm bad. Who are they from, Jeannie? You take it because I'm bad.
Yeah. We got $20 from Milana, and from Clixel we got $10, bringing our prize pool up to $434.85. That's for a weekly's 40 tournament celebration. Honestly,
that's insanity.
Like the community has more than doubled the prize.
Doubled the prize pool. Yeah, shout out to the community. You guys are the real MVPs here. You guys really are keeping the grassroots alive and thriving. So shout out to you guys keeping these guys and keeping this high quality play going. And I mean, speaking of high quality play, there's nothing more high quality than what we've seen today because Crush Soda looking for a revenge match going into the finals here, and I think they're looking poised to get it. They just have to close out one more.
Yeah, Storm's actually gonna be swapping off the ball play going heavy. I kind of agree with it, but I also kind of don't agree with it because Storm's ball point is just nuts, but their heavy is also good. And then again, I haven't played heavy yet on this map. My team hasn't allowed me to. Who would have guessed? My team, let me play heavy on this map, please. It's a heavy map.
Yeah, I mean, it should be, but again, like I do agree with you. I think the ballpoint probably was the better pick, but they clearly are. Look, they're playing for money. We're sitting here talking about it. They know something we don't, and they will get that first pick because of it, including 2 picks onto that. And the early Kraken means that it will send Crush Soda just running for the hills. And I mean, they eventually get punished for it, but it was a good opener, at least if nothing else.
Yeah, I think Wavebreaker. Definitely better pitch it in most scenarios on this. Could be on this map. Is Isabel and Lulu are just going to try and run in and see what they can get done. They get 1, but for 2, that is not a trade. That's not a trade that you win. That's not a trade that you won at all.
Yeah, the team play is not quite there in New Meta. That's not to say that they're playing bad, but it is to say that, like, we are seeing just kind of 1v3s, 1v4s. We're kind of seeing just the team not necessarily playing together in this moment, and that's kind of a difference maker in a lot of ways. Rachel sends in the Kraken, and I see no follow-up with it. That's the thing that's killing me, and I think it's hurting New Meta too.
Honestly, I also say, like, NA versus EU here. This is really late night for EU, and NA it's not midnight yet here. So this could be also just you're seeing the cracks of being tired. With Crush Soda, they're really just taking it on the New Meta. They're not making this map look out of that.
No, it's always gamer hours as long as you're willing to game, but Crush Soda's truly gaming the hardest they can here. I mean, I think it looks like they might just close this out 10 on the clock. I mean, there's a crab now too. I don't think there's a contest. Leah bomb thrown in. They just need to flip it back in their order. I hate to say it, Genie, but I think this is looking like a solid wipeout until the Kraken comes through.
The Kraken, Rachel can find the shots and land the shots. It'll be good, but Storm's the last hope, the last hero. Could Storm stay alive? No, Isabel jumps. Look at the tactical above, and Lulu's there as well. Is trying to go on Wave. Wave gets a splat. Can Thunder get another one? No. Rachel's here with Lulu. Trying to go on the zone. Keo's and that's going to be a cap. New Meta. When they needed it most, they finally found a way to get in.
Yeah, it cost them everything, and it was a little bit dangerous. Those super jumps didn't get punished, and that was probably Crush Soda's best chance to close it out. But considering they didn't, now New Meta has quite a clock to bring down on their own. They'll beat through the rest of that penalty, and it's still, I'm still not sold. They don't look comfortable here, and they just can't get too comfortable. They really can't. They're not in firm control yet.
No, and all the Kraken is going to be going out. What can they find? Thunder still alive with their own. That's going to be Lulu coming around the back ropes on the top side, trying to paint the zone from behind. They are able to find Wave out down there. Isabel's trying to fight Kyo in zone, and Isabel's able to take that fight and win it cleanly. 3 up for New Meta. This is going to be an aggressive play now. We're going to see the Tetras and Lulu's Crush just go in such an aggressive position off Storm's great heavy brush.
I mean, they have to, right? Like, you have to capitalize this. You can't allow them to get in. Your penalty is back down, and at this point, you can't afford to get up the high ground. You have to commit every ult as you get it, and you can see it. They are just pushing so hard. They know this is probably the final shot. Time says 140, but there's really not that much time left here, and they will lose 1, but they still had that space to give, so they'll have the time to come back. Rachel's deep, though, and they aren't going to get punished for it, it looks like.
Oh my goodness, if Ghost Falls here, get Storm here, this could be massive turning point, because there's no little time left. Lulu has to stay alive in front of Ghost's face. Rachel does, actually sorry, that was Lulu who falls in front of Rachel's face. Thunder has that crab out. Isabel's trying to paint the zone as well. Storm's back in with a good jumping spot. Thunder's crab is out, should be running out now. Isabel's coming in the top rope. A big resetter taking out Thunder. But King Keo's on the zone trying to look for 3. Keo gets 3! Wow, able to shut down that comeback from New Meta.
Dang, that was the closest it was ever going to be, in Keo coming up with the hero plays here. Again, clock says 50. They still have a little bit more than that, but they, again, have the lead. They just have to play a little bit defensively. They can play a little more passive and just use their subs to try to buy the time and space and try to catch someone off guard here. Build their specials, and they should be okay to hold this.
Yeah, that's a tactical out. Here goes that Kraken as well. I believe that was Thunder who's fallen. Storm's most likely going to fall. That's exactly what happened. But the rest of the members of New Meta are able to find the kills that they need. Kyo's still running around on the top line, top rope, trying to find the spots that they need. But Isabel, with that great usage of the resetter, and Rachel able to get that spot. The jumps are in here from New Meta. 20 seconds left on the clock.
They'll float it down through the overtime. Early pick, though, buying that space. Probably not what they needed. 2 down. I don't think this holds, Genie. They need a miracle to hold this and buy the rest of this time down.
Yeah, they have their members back alive, but they have to cap the zone. They have to find a way. That's exactly what New Meta needed. But 2 members are gone. 2 members are gone. Storm's the last one alive. There's going to be no jumps in, not in time, and Crush Soda crushing the dreams of New Meta. But Crush Soda punching their ticket back to Grand.
I mean, Crush Soda just looking and putting on a phenomenal clinic here, coming up and fighting back. They know they can taste the blood in the ink, and they want that shot at first prize here. They looked phenomenal, and like you said, this one was the match we were expecting to be on the wire for New Meta. If there was a shot for New Meta to take a map and swing this in their favor, it was here. But Crush Soda figured them out. They just said, look, we have an understanding of our weapons, our meta of the map, that we know what we're doing. We're not going to lose to any of these different oddball picks. So kudos to Crush Soda, because they really have struggled and succeed. They didn't struggle, but they passed this one test. Now it comes back to the finals, where they have one more big test ahead of them.
Yeah, it's gonna be a massive test. And we know they want to take it to Fiesta, and we know they want to get ready for PAX. But we will figure out how that story unfolds after this break. Don't go anywhere.
Splatoon Stronghold, a stronghold for competitive Splatoon, providing resources to long-timers and newcomers alike. If you're new to the competitive scene or still figuring out how to join, we have a getting started guide and plenty of other resources to help you in your journey. If you are a seasoned veteran, we still have plenty to offer. You can find and join tournaments as well as participate in our Captain Forum and find free agents and teams. Our mission is to make competitive Splatoon easily accessible to everyone. So what are you waiting for? Join the Splatoon Stronghold today!